at 6:04 on Tuesday, October 23rd of 2018. This hearing is being held as required by the provisions of Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth, an act relative to the protection of the wetlands as most recently amended. Notice of the time and place of this hearing was published in the Advocate on October 18th. It was also posted in the Town Hall. Persons wishing to be heard will be called in the following order. So first order of business, minutes for approval from the September 11 meeting. We have enough people here from that meeting to be able to vote on those. Okay. So either one of you would like to make a motion to accept as presented?
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting.
The only one that can't vote is
As-
Evelyn.
Okay. All right, so those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So, all right, so that's 3 unanimous from me, Paul, and Heidi. Okay, meeting mail, I guess we do have some meeting mail now. This came in
Yesterday?
yesterday, okay. From Anita Davis from Main Street. Please note this letter enclosing from Ducks Unlimited, Northeast, every time you approve a house or destroying another valuable area of our community, consider the next generation. Okay, so, let's see, we've received a letter from Anita Davis, who received mail from Ducks Unlimited, I'm guessing?
Right, she's sending
And then
us
they
a
can do
letter
full
from
appeal.
Ducks Unlimited that she got.
Okay. And, all right, it's okay with everybody, I want to read this, it's a short letter. Town of Acushnet, please note this letter I am enclosing from Ducks Unlimited, Northeast United States. It's probably the lesser of all whom is protecting wetlands or environmental issues. Every time you approve a house or destroying another valuable area of our community, consider the next generation. Once it's developed, there is no return to its natural state of being. There are so many developers that are allowed to just make their money and go. Realize progress is needed. I am asking to ask yourself, is this truly right? The soil, the water damage every time you frack that granite ledge to make a well. The different soils brought in from who knows where. We have poisoned ourselves. We continue to not participate into the solution. Really dig into your heart and your mind for the better of the community and the world. Look at the bigger picture. Most of the committee members don't even live here, or do they? Well, we can certainly say we have to live here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be allowed to be on the commission. Rescue our land, rescue the next generation for your own grandchildren. God bless you. Pray for your committee members and pray for good decisions. Sincerely, Anita Davis. So we'll enter that into the record as meeting mail.
Glad somebody's praying for us.
That's more of an awareness though?
I would say yes. And
Yeah, she doesn't really have any business with us at the moment.
Okay.
But it came, so I thought you guys
Yep.
would like to see it.
Thank you very much. Okay, next, old business of an NOI DaCosta, 216 Leonard Street. Notice of intent was filed by Timmy DaCosta for property located at 216 Leonard Street, map 20, lot 9A. The applicant proposes to install a retaining wall on the riverside of the property within the 200-foot riverfront area. The name is subsurface sewage disposal for Fernando and Maria DaCosta. That plan is dated August 3rd of 2016. Somebody here to speak on this?
No, he's still, we're still waiting for him to file with Natural Heritage, right?
That's
Yes.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's still no number there either, right?
Right, I think
File
DEP
number.
is waiting for them, for him to file as well, or to hear from Natural Heritage.
Okay.
He did come in though. What did he say when he came? He came in and I mailed it out to him.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Okay.
it's
All right,
in
The
the
letter's
process.
out.
In process, no file number yet, so I'll entertain a motion to continue to the next meeting.
I make a motion.
Okay, so it's a motion from Heidi, second from Paul. Any further discussion? Any all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? That's unanimous. New business, RDA Emmanuel Cabral, 23 Wood Duck Road. The request for determination of applicability was filed by Emmanuel Cabral. The property located at 23 Wood Duck Road, map 16, lot 12B. The applicant proposes to install a 16-foot by 36-foot in-ground pool within the 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland. So, Okay.
My name's Dan Cosby from Dartmouth Pools and Spas on behalf of Emmanuel Cabral, and we propose to do exactly as you described, 16 foot by 36 foot angle vinyl liner pool within an established grass area, however, within 100 feet.
Do you remember this one?
I do.
It's pretty well contained inside the
Right,
fence.
yeah. So you proposing any siltation barriers or anything like
I
that?
did, so our overdig, we've got a 2.5 foot overdig, then, you know, even dirt piles of, say, maximum 10 feet around here.
Mhm.
In the area of that 10 foot around, I mean, erosion control, I don't think is necessary, however, we're not opposed to it.
So when you dig, do you think that we need to stockpile, or can that stuff that's dug out, we use the same day?
No, we'll have to be stopped, for sure.
Okay. So then we get to the issue of where it gets stockpiled.
So the stockpiling, it occurs within, as I mentioned, within that 10-foot perimeter around the pool. Because really, that 2.5 foot overdig, we really want to be able to just push the dirt back in easily and not moving dirt all around.
Okay.
The area, you know, I would have already just suggested we put up siltation if I thought it was necessary. I don't, but again, we're okay if we have to.
Any comments or input from you on this one?
Well, I don't know about silt fence because I didn't go through the woods to find the wetlands. You know, I mean, the place is surrounded by fence, and then there's woods on the outside of the
Mhm.
fence. And I didn't go digging in there to see how far in it is when the, you know, how far it gets wet. But it didn't look to me like it would need much silt fence. It didn't look like there was anything you would really wash out.
I did poke around in there, and it does drop off pretty good, and I would presume that it's pretty wet in there. I mean, it was kind of soggy when I was in there. It was a drier time.
But how
But
far
it's
from the
pretty,
fence?
it's substantially further from our water's edge to that point. I don't have the exact measurement, but it was pretty far, where, you know, that's where I come up with, you know, not really thinking that the siltation is.
And when are you proposing to do this?
When?
Yeah.
We're hoping this year, but I don't see it happening. It's probably gonna happen next year.
Oh, wow, okay.
How close is that wooded area in the back to this, to the perimeter of the pool area? Without a fence, right? There's no fence in that.
They already
back.
have the yard fence, I don't think he has the fence in there, otherwise it's pretty far in.
Back here, it's not.
Yeah, so that would be
You got 60
probably,
feet here.
I don't know, 50 feet, something like that, from proposed water's edge.
And you're going in along this side of the house to get back
No,
there?
access is on the opposite side, through the driveway,
On this side?
correct.
Okay, because I know we walked around the fence on this side to get to.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Because Wood Duck Road's over here, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So you're going that way?
Yep.
And that's
There's a,
all?
there's a
And
double
there's,
gate
and there's,
over
and there's a fence there. So you're,
Yes.
so you're in and out through there.
There's no fence right where you are now, Bob, right? There's no fence here, correct?
Right.
No, there's
it's
no fence
here,
there.
And
There's-
it's here.
Yes, yes.
Right. In terms of stockpiling, you're saying here?
It's gonna be, yeah, right around the perimeter, no more than 10 feet around that perimeter.
All right, so that gives us. Guess the other thing I would like is maybe a couple of straw wattles on this side, because if you're 32 feet and then you're gonna be another 10 feet around, that puts us at 22 feet. And a lot of times we like to ask for a 25-foot no activity zone. So if there's something there, just along this side here, you know, for grand total, I mean, if this is, let's see here, with my fingers about 16, so if you go only 50 feet worth of straw wattle, I think that'll, just there.
And then on that back
Yeah,
side.
just, this is there. I mean, here, you've got enough of a distance there, and I'm comfortable with that.
How do you feel about the other side, which is almost the same distance?
This here?
Mhm.
Well, this is more, well, I thought this distance right here was saying 32 feet, 3 inches.
And you've got 36 feet, 11 inches on the
Oh,
other
it's
side.
36, 11, no.
Those 60 measurements were
But-
for building permit purposes, showing that, you know, we're far away from the property line.
Okay. So, does that mean that this is strictly just showing fence then?
No, that's another line, I believe, for wetlands as well.
It's funny, because I remember more of a
There's not
drop.
much, there's a fence
I
there.
remember more of a drop on this side than this side. So,
Say that one more time?
it seems to be there's more of a
Oh,
drop
100%,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
All the major drop is right in this area.
right.
He had his above ground, you know, right about
Mhm.
here, and
Yeah.
then it just really takes
Sure.
off.
Yeah, so I'm gonna recommend that you put about 50 feet worth of straw wattle here, and that, I think.
We'll curl it in this way
Okay.
to give a little bit of extra on that drop off.
It did seem like it was the grade was falling towards that back side.
Yeah.
So I don't see any need to go staking a silt fence,
Okay.
just something else, something I can just,
Do
sit
we
up.
need to call you ahead of time for that?
Call it even.
Oh, yeah.
Great, yeah, when you get it up.
Yeah, we'll probably get it up, is it okay if we get it up this year if we're building next year? What do you
Sure,
prefer?
I wouldn't wait too long next year, though, you know, it's straw, it's not gonna last forever.
Then I'll wait till next year to do it.
That's fine.
We're not gonna-
If you don't anticipate doing this work in 2018, then,
If something changes, I'll get it up fast and give you a shout.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll wait till spring next year to get it up. Maybe a month beforehand.
it's a miraculous forecast. Anybody else here for this project? Okay. So in that case, I'll entertain a motion for a negative determination with the stipulation that straw wattles be put up along, what side of the house is that? I'm not seeing, I can't remember, not southeast or west, what side that's.
Where's the road?
The road is here,
Correct.
Oh,
so the road's here,
what's on the right side of the house?
which means what, east side?
I don't know, to be quite
Whatever
honest.
that side is, that's
Opposite of,
opposite of where your access is gonna be. So the
Yes.
side without a fence. How about that?
perfect.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's my suggestion, will somebody make that motion.
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? In favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? That's unanimous.
Yes.
Ms. Cosby?
Thank you so very much, and
Yeah.
I wish you all a wonderful evening.
Good night.
Thank
Take
you.
good care.
Good. Next, we have a COC for St. Francis Xavier for 223 Main Street. This file number is SE001-258. A certificate of compliance is filed by St. Francis Xavier School for a property located at 223 Main Street, map 24, lot 145A. The applicant proposed to relocate an existing parking lot and construct a soccer field and a portion of a track within the 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering and vegetated wetland. Plan name, site plan of land at 223 Main Street. That plan is dated June 13 of 2000. So,
Yeah, you can see it.
okay,
But, you know, I mean, we've been out there twice now, and, it looks like it's going to erode in different spots now, but as far as we go, you know, my recommendation would be to give them a certificate of compliance,
Same here.
you know,
Yeah.
let them figure out how to keep it up there.
But,
But they will eventually need it. Yeah, you can just see it.
Is anyone here representing?
no,
I could send them a letter with it, just so, you know,
yeah.
we said this will happen.
All right.
But further along that field, beyond that stone,
Right, yeah, it looks like they should
continue.
Yeah,
shore up
heading
the whole side,
Along that
yeah.
property, yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion for a certificate of compliance.
I make that motion.
Do we have a second? Any further discussion? Hearing all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining? That is unanimous. We like the easy ones. Order of conditions extension for Clean Energy Collective LLC. A request for an extension to an existing order of conditions. This is file number SE001-504 for property located at 355 Main Street, map 22, lot 19D. The applicant proposed to construct a 1.1 megawatt alternating current solar array with associated gravel access drive, security fence, and stormwater management facilities within the 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland and a perennial stream. The applicant is represented by Field Engineering. This plan name is Proposed Site Development. Plan date is October 14 of 2015.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Greg Carey. I'm with Clean Energy Collective. Rich Hill from Field Engineering is with me this evening. We're requesting an extension to an order of conditions that was issued in January of 2016 for 355 Main Street. The reason, really, the sole reason we haven't started construction of the project is because the utility company, Eversource, is continuing to study the utility infrastructure. That study seems to be going on and on and on, and they will not issue an interconnection permit until the study is complete. Without an interconnection permit, we can't get a building permit. They can't close with our lender, our financing partners. So unfortunately, we will need additional time, and we're completely dependent, unfortunately, on Eversource completing their study. So we're told every 6 months that it's about 6 months away, but we've heard that before. We're not holding our breath. But we would respectfully request an extension to the order.
Marla, you want to comment on this before we go?
Well, just for you guys, this is the driving range
Yeah.
out there, that site. And, I don't know, it was a fine idea then, I suppose it's still a fine idea.
Yeah.
You know, if the landowners are amenable to it, then I don't see anything that it's gonna hurt, you know?
Mhm.
You guys are the ones that were gonna put down, pollinator mix on the ground?
Yeah. For ground cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick with that.
Yeah, nothing has changed from the plan, from what was previously approved. We had planning board approval as well. We're working on extending those permits as well within the next month, so.
So it's just a time issue.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and our next file is similar. Yeah, I don't have any,
That solar farm will encompass the entire,
I can show you the plan, yeah, I
Not
got,
the entire parcel.
if you want to just see it quickly, here, we're gonna cover up with the site.
Yes.
It's right here, this is where the driving range is here, where they drive from Main Street. This is the parking area here, yeah, so it's basically the grass, all the grassed area on the site. We did propose a number of screening plantings, and also the front facing fence will be solid, so you can't see through to see that was part of our planning board.
stipulation.
Yes, yeah.
and then for the benefit of those who want to watch it on film, if you could show that to the camera, that'd be great. So if you could repeat your commentary, that would be.
Right, this is the driving range site here, the existing paved gravel driving parking area. We have proposed a number of screening trees along the front, along Main Street, as well as a solid white vinyl fence to screen the facility from visibility.
You had some neighbors that weren't very happy about the idea, did they resolve anything?
Well, that was part
Part of
of
the screening?
why we have the screening like we did here. That was one of the concessions, because we just had chain link fence around the parcel.
Okay. Great. In that case.
And these are gonna be cement pads on the array?
They're
The panels?
driven posts.
No, they're posts.
They drive posts, yeah. Either screw anchors or driven piles.
Any further questions? Mr. Carey, Mr. Okay, in that case, I'll take a motion to issue an extension for the order of conditions.
I make the motion to have an extension for the existing order of conditions.
How long?
We requested 3 years, if that's possible. That would be the
That's
preference.
That's fine.
A 3-year extension.
I was gonna recommend. So we have
What's typical?
No,
Rick?
Yeah, he said $100 for the registry.
a-
Right.
I think that's what it-
Based on the project.
We'll get that to the office.
This is selling a pretty big one, so.
So we have a motion to extend for 3 years. Do we have a second?
A second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? In favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? That's unanimous.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
What did Eversource give you a timeline on that study?
6 months.
Every 6 months, check in.
Yeah.
And it's not just us, it's the entire
Yeah.
service area. And I know that there are other projects that are in the same boat as we are. Can't move forward without,
That study being completed?
yeah, no doubt they'll require upgrades to be done.
Have a good, thank you.
Thank you. Good.
Good night.
Hey, next we have an RDA extension for Industrial Engineering Incorporated, a request for an extension to an existing determination of applicability for property located at 588 Middle Road, map 21, lots 9A and 15. The applicant is requesting a jurisdictional determination relative to the existing 9 more or less acre cranberry bog, which is constructed adjacent to a bordering vegetated wetland. The applicant is represented by GAF Engineering. I refer to plain cranberry bogs to Middle Road dated March 2015. I don't see Mr. Madden or anybody else here from GAF.
No. I just want to say, I don't think there's such a thing as an extension of an RDA. Because if you determine that it's not going to have any impact on the wetlands, then, or the resource areas, then it still shouldn't. If they're not going to change the project, you know, if they just want an extension, then it, you know, it should go without saying.
As long as the conditions are the same as when they were accepted.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. And what it sounded like on Saturday was that they were going to bring in an actual filing to put,
Solar panels.
more solar panels, yeah, on, you know, upland cranberry bogs. So I don't think we have anything for you to sign for this one. I guess that's my point. There's,
Okay.
you know, I don't really think we needed I mean, I think they probably could have just called and said, you know, we want to do this on an upland bog, and made us understand what they were driving at, you know, and then they probably wouldn't have got on the agenda.
They're just being careful.
What's that?
They're just being careful and making
Cautious,
sure,
yeah.
making sure that they'll get
Okay.
stuck.
So on the, what I mentioned to you last time was the applicant was a different name, right?
Industrial engineering instead of the,
Right.
Catinos?
No, was the Catino's the owner, right?
Catinos are the
And what was
owner.
the other name, Cursage or something?
Oh, right.
So should we
right,
just get a
yeah.
letter maybe from GAF stating that, or is that letter that we have there enough? Did I bring those?
I think for now it's probably
We're
enough.
good, yeah.
Because they're
Yeah,
gonna come in and,
Is that's good enough,
So-
like, that would show, because he says it right here, the copy of the new DOE should be, he wanted a new one issued. He wants a 1-year extension, so but you're saying he's gonna file a whole new filing with the new applicant's name?
yeah.
Well, with
Yeah,
whatever
that's
the
what sounded
actual
like.
project is.
Right.
Yes, when he applies for the project, he'll have the applicant name on it. But the negative determination still holds.
We met Michael Lottie on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what that is.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So this one, as of now, under that one, it won't be extended, it's ended, right? Because his was ended as of, what do we say, May?
Yeah, but like I said, a negative DOA
Right,
doesn't
it
really
means-
end, you know, it doesn't, because it doesn't really begin. You know, there's no real conditions, it's not a real permit, you know?
Okay, so when he files a new one, we'll have everything in order under that.
Right.
Okay.
But just enter for the record that we did a site visit on Saturday, spoke to the engineer, or whoever that was. Yeah, from Industria, and the conditions of the project haven't changed. It's still upland bogs, and the work's going to be done in upland setting. Okay.
Okay,
So in terms of Mr. Diamond, are we going to consider this old business, new business, how do we want to do this?
Yeah, we were gonna put him on an H, I think.
Okay, so go for it.
Okay, well, what has been going on with Joshua Aruda is that he started the common drive without any erosion control at all. And so, first I gave him a cease and desist order, and he basically ignored that. And then, I gave him an enforcement order, and that's when he called, and he said he would like us to come out and talk to him with his engineer. So on Saturday,
Way to do it.
we decided that, that they should come to this meeting and explain what's gonna happen now.
Right.
you know, how to
Right.
fix it.
Can we come around and sit
Please
down?
do, yeah, and certainly show stuff to the camera there.
There's an easel there too, if you want to.
I just brought a rolled up plan, I didn't put it on a presentation board because you guys have seen this and beaten the plan out
One
before.
actually,
Yep.
all 8 pages or whatever it is.
Yep, I mean, this is the meat and potatoes of our plan. And essentially what I did here was I just put it in blue where we're supposed to have erosion control. So our site walk, I think, was a surprise to me as much as it was to probably most of the commission. I didn't even know the project was ongoing. Nor did I know that erosion control wasn't up. Not that I normally get notified, usually it would be the agent who would be notified and would approve it. So, I talked to Josh, I explained to him he needed his DEP sign, he needed to have the erosion control put up and in place, we gotta stabilize things. So in speaking, what I've done is, I've spoken with Mr. Romanelli, they're gonna be out there tomorrow, they're gonna stake, the limit of work, for us. And then what I was telling Marilee is that after they stake the limit of work, I wanna go out and walk it and see exactly how things lay out. And kind of come up with a game plan from there on exactly how we're gonna stabilize things. To me, the game plan involves me discussing with Marilee, how we're gonna move forward. And then I think what I'm gonna have to do is talk to Josh about, I guess, glorified babysitting, where I'm gonna have to just make some trips out there at random and give him written memos on how things are going. So I don't know how else we could proceed and protect this and him. And so I think that's the way that we're gonna have to do it. Unless the commission has another idea, but,
Well, that sounds good to me.
No, I
I'd rather you
agree.
do babysitting than me.
yeah, no, I get it. Again, like I said, it happens once in a while and we'll do it. I didn't know what had been done, and so you guys had caught me, I'd only been there for maybe 10 minutes. And, I know he thought that the windrows would be fine, and I understand his thought process, but it doesn't mean it was fine. It doesn't mean the permit, and that's, we had an agreement with the permit, that's the order, and we have to follow it. So,
Right.
again, he had that pallet of straw wattles, I told him he was gonna have to order like another 6 pallets, to get done what he needed to get done. That was just the start. He did have some concerns and they made sense, and this is why I think it makes sense, to get Marilee involved. There's gonna be some areas that we are gonna want him to smooth out with the machine. He has, the gas company has a trench partway down here that, is probably 12 inches still open, where they bury the gas line, but it needs to be filled. When we were out on site, I had told you that we weren't gonna have any machines running until the erosion control was up. But I think down in here, we have to fix that in order to get the erosion control in properly. And I don't want the safety hazard of a trench being open. It's not deep, but it's enough where somebody could trip and get hurt. So I think this is gonna be kind of a little bit of a fluid situation where we're just gonna need to keep an eye on it. So tomorrow, after the survey results, or after John does the survey and he flags everything and I talk to John, I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna try to get out there for Thursday, if not Friday. Walk it, do an assessment, and report back to Marilee if that's okay with the commission.
Yeah. See, little steps like that, like the fact that you think a machine's gotta get back to before the erosion control goes down, if it's explained, that's cool. It's surprises that we don't need, because then we don't know how to respond, A, if we get questions about it,
Sure.
or B, if something goes wrong, then, how do we know how to respond to it? So, your point about his assumptions not being accurate is well made, because for CYA for everybody,
Mhm.
we need our paper trail. We
Absolutely.
need situations like this getting recorded,
Mhm.
so that we know when everything that's happening is above board, is transparent, and that, we've got a record of what's happened. I'll be honest, I'm very happy that you're being proactive about this, and certainly I think you're cognizant of how this would reflect on you if this happened. Even though you didn't initiate the process, your name is attached to this
Oh,
project.
I know.
So I'm sure that's why you're on it like cheese on a burger.
Well,
Um,
it's either has to be corrected or I have to step away. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just for that exact reason.
And, and my feeling on this is that really, it's a good thing you're here, because I'm not inclined to give him the benefit of the doubt now.
Sure.
Not with the history of this project.
No, I understand.
So, thank you for stepping up.
So,
I'm curious, did the gas company coming to run that line, do you think that's what pushed him?
I have no
There was
idea.
a-
When I was out there and we saw that, that was the first I've heard about the gas company as well. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Again, when you and I talked was the first I even had any inkling that anything was happening here.
Mhm.
I kind of thought that I'd be filing for the houses before,
Mhm.
Everything was going. And I know he's actually gonna be looking to do that, but we've gotta straighten this out first,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of area to cover.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot.
And nothing has started yet, right?
I don't think he could have started it because he hasn't had this staked out yet. So again, the intent is that John will be out there tomorrow, putting in stakes for that limit of work.
Okay.
And I'm all for him putting down the erosion control right away, starting it and going out there. I want to inspect to make sure, for things like the trench out here, but I want to see where it falls, what the grading is like, how we can stabilize, how we can secure things up for the winter.
Yeah, when do you think you'll be able to do that?
Well, I mean,
Complete that?
you mean the houses and everything?
No, the erosion control,
Oh,
all the way around.
I would say that I would expect with John going out tomorrow and it being Wednesday, if John can get it all staked out tomorrow, which I assume he will, I would guess the end of the following week at the latest.
It doesn't take any time to get the wells in or anything?
It's not that, well, I mean, that's the thing, I guess if we get rained out for 5 days, I'm guessing that would be the case, because you can put them down pretty fast, but like I explained to him, I said, I wanna see stakes every 4 feet, and I'm gonna check them, because we've had guys that literally, they cut the tops off and they just put the spike in, and you go over to them and they're like this, they're not secured, but it saves them from having to pound them into the ground. So I told him out on the side, I said, I don't wanna see any of this stuff, I want every 4 feet, and want it wrapping around, want it secured, want it placed down properly. So, that takes some time. It's not a one-day thing. He's got thousands of feet of it to put down.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot of stakes, a lot of hammering out. I can keep Merrily posted on the timeframes. Again, when we were out there, I told him he better order several more pallets, He had ordered that pallet, I believe, the day before, because I told him you have to have that pallet on site at least, because we gotta get that on the ground.
So do you think he'll be able to make much progress on the driveway, once the erosion control is down, or do you think the weather's gonna stop everything?
No, I get you. I mean, until there's a frost, I think you can still progress. My concern's gonna be stabilization, and how we're gonna stabilize things for the winter. I mean, building up the road, I think you can do it, and I don't necessarily think it's bad to have some moisture over the winter to help compact the roadway and the side slopes. I think
It's needed.
Yeah, I think it's gonna help, you'll see, and it'll allow them to fix it, the settling in the spring. But that being said, with the spring, you get the water coming down, so I mean, it's important that he puts the infrastructure in properly and grade things properly as well. So I think it's gonna be on you and I to make sure that when he puts in his culverts underneath, that he properly controls with erosion, up gradient here, and even maybe some down gradient stuff, that it can overtop, but contains the majority of the silt, and maybe some sacrificial riprap until we do get grass stabilized up in here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Works for me.
And at this point, this replication area, I think this is a spring project now. Anything we try to do over here is just gonna die, so I don't even want them touching this.
Yeah, you're better off starting in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially because it may need water.
Yeah.
There's no water up there, so.
Well, nothing that we can use consistently, but in the spring, I think, and if he has to get a water truck or whatever the situation is, I mean, it's either that or he pays for the plants. 2 growing seasons, you know, you burn the plants up, you buy new ones, you know, you
Yeah.
do 2 more years. It's
Yeah.
expensive.
It
So,
is expensive. Yeah.
Well, I like your proposal.
I apologize, I didn't expect to be here, and, you know, I can't take responsibility for what he did, but we're gonna try to make it, we're gonna try to correct it, and we'll see what he does.
And it's really enough in the process that we can do that.
No,
No?
yeah, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
agree, yeah, I agree.
All right,
Is this on the original?
Well, this is the original.
Yeah.
This is the original.
Yeah.
All I did was change this to a blue line, so it stood out a little bit more for tonight. There's nothing fancy, just change the color.
This is nothing new, this is something that should have been there.
Oh,
Eric,
yeah, this,
is that visible enough for the camera there? Just turn it over maybe.
That should be good.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
I'll be in touch hopefully either this week or beginning of next.
I'll be there.
Thanks, guys, have a good night.
Good night. Okay, what else do we have for updates?
Let's see, I can't think of anything else that's, out of the ordinary.
Okay.
There's, the house on Mattapoisett Road, they put in a new septic, appears to be done.
Mhm.
The other houses on Mattapoisett Road are done. The new, there were 2 on one side, remember there was an old house and they knocked it down, they
Yeah.
built one here and they built
Yeah.
one here. Well, the one here, Ron Oliver has come in and given us a check for it, but didn't have the application at the time. So he took the application with him, and I was under the impression he was coming right back, soon, but we haven't seen it. So, whenever he's ready, that's fine with us, But in the meantime, the owner, the guy who bought the new house, called me out there to find out what he could do as far as, the buffer zone and the stream and stuff, and how much cleaning up he could do, and, because he was under the impression he couldn't even step over the silt fence and go in there at all, So that was good. I was pleased to, to have somebody call and find out like that, and he seemed like a really nice person, and he was, thrilled about him being next to the stream and, birds and
Wants to protect it.
stuff. Yeah,
Wants
yeah,
to protect it.
exactly. So there was a reason he bought where he did, and, so that's fine. Trying to think where else there's a ton of stuff going up in Keene Road, but none of them are ours. None of them have wetlands nearby, which is interesting.
Yeah, we drove past some of those recently. Actually, going up to Wood Duck Road, we drove past a bunch of houses.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new ones just right on the road there,
Yeah.
and then there's a few that are up in the woods,
Mhm.
So I don't know how far those have come along, but it's pretty dry over there.
Mhm.
So, unless you have questions about different places, I can't think of anything else that's really
No.
standing out,
No.
Do you have to sign?
Commercial, right?
Yep, we have lots of
You said
signatures.
that's commercial? That's no.
So that's the extension order.
Right?
Sign in.
Does anybody else have business for the commission?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple internal things. We're supposed to be moving our office, that's happening, right?
Yes.
I told you that. Okay, so Pam came in today and asked us to get over there by November 8th. but otherwise, you know, it's, it doesn't seem to be any issue.
What's the
with it.
status of that other member that may or may not be part of the commission anymore?
Well, he's still in limbo. He hasn't given us a sign, I mean, a letter. And I haven't written one, brought it to him either, so I will. I mean, it, you know, we shouldn't just wait.
No.
Because I don't think he's gonna ever find time to write the letter, you know. So I,
But even if he gives you a phone call, you write it, you send it, and he signs it, or whatever it is.
right, right. It just, yeah, it only needs to be, you know, 2 lines, you know, so we'll get it done.
When they say go, see him go, it goes.
What's that?
It's gonna be sad.
I know. Well, I'll try to keep talking into coming back, and
Precious. This is fine.
and if he doesn't, then I'll have him sign the letter. Just in case.
Anything else of business for the commission?
Is there, do we have a scheduling issue with the last Tuesday, Thanksgiving? We don't, right, because we're on
It's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday, not a
That
Wednesday.
one's okay.
Yeah, so we get the,
Because
next
it
one's
was
the 13th,
Christmas holidays.
and then the 27th.
Oh, right, we're supposed to be on the 26th or
Something like
something?
that, yeah.
Okay, well, no scheduling problems for another month.
Okay. In that case, and our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 13.
Maybe we'll be at the new
Yeah,
location.
maybe.
We can meet
Wow.
there.
We don't have any filings for that one yet. I mean, we've got one extension anyway, right, for the
We have DPM development, right?
Dick
The
Ross.
meetings, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, entertaining motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?